Welcome Quest fans, my name is Tony and today we're looking at the latest beta of a game called Contractors. Now to find out how you can play this beta, check out my latest news video which you can find a link to in the description below. This is a multiplayer online shooting game much like Pavlov. Now just remember, if you like this video, if you like my channel, please do subscribe as it really helps me make more content like this in the future. Let's check it out. Let's start by quickly checking out the options. There are plenty of options to choose from. You can calibrate your height. You can even use a cat treadmill with this game. There are many of graphic options as well as options that will help with comfort. You can only use smooth locomotion for this game, but there are some comfort mods there too. And you can even change the location of your walkie-talkie, which you'll be using to contact your team. Now taking a look at some of the training missions, there are 8 in total and they get progressively harder as you go along. So let's take a look at the first mission. Now this is the easiest mission. Of course, the better the shot you are, the more points you get. If we go to mission 8, you can see it's going to get a lot harder. Now I'll show you the loadouts. Now the loadouts is really the highlight of the game for me. There's a lot of options, a lot of things you can customize. For example, if I go into the armor, I can equip heavier or lighter armor. And if you look down at the left hand corner, you can see as my armor decreases, my mobility increases and vice versa. At the bottom, you see we also have a budget which restricts the number and type of items that we can have. And if you go into the weapons, it gives you even more statistics such as the amount of damage they do, the recoil, their damage over distance, and you have a variety of different attachments for your guns like sights, silencers and grips. Now the other highlight of this game for me was the weapons. There's so many to choose from. Visually the models look very nice. They're also very good to handle and feel very satisfying when you're firing them and reloading. So over the next minute or so, I'm just going to show you some of the weapons you can get and showcase them a bit. Now let me show you some of the game. You begin in this sort of lobby area where you get to shoot some hoops. You can also shoot the other players too. It's the perfect opportunity to test out your different loadouts or just take your frustrations out on the other team. So here I am in one of the maps. There are 4 maps included in this beta and I have to capture the 4 objectives, or my team has to, as a leaderboard with a number of kills and deaths and points. Pretty standard stuff. Now a quick tip, go into options and turn off your tactical vest because this gets in the way of your ammo and makes it almost unplayable. So here's one of the points. Once it gets to 100% capturing, then you have this sort of transmission that goes on. You have to wait till that's fully completed, and once that's done, then you score a point. Now you can see there's these like pink patches everywhere. I think there's just some texture problems. Obviously it's a beta, so it's not going to be perfect. You also notice enemies do ping off into the air, which I don't think is supposed to happen, hilarious as it is. When an enemy has gone some way in capturing a point like this, you can get it back just by clearing the area of enemies and neutralizing it. Now I'll show you this urban map. Overall, the map design I found to be really good. There's plenty of places, back streets, side alleys, balconies, and so on that really keeps you on your toes. But one issue I did find is that when it comes to the weapons, it can be a bit fumbly. So what I mean by that is you might be in the heat of action, you're firing, you want to quickly reload, then you reach down to get your clip and you're picking up other items instead, and it can really mess you up. But I've said it before and I'll say it again, using these weapons is just so much fun, aiming down the sights. The recoil they've got just right, in my opinion. And all these little details, say with the realistic reloading mechanics, it just really helps to get you immersed in the game. I also had no issues aiming down the iron sight. It all seemed pretty accurate. Now in this particular match we don't have full teams. I can only imagine how much more fun and intense it will be with full teams, but even still I'm enjoying this. It has such a great feel to it. I can only liken it, say, to playing something like Counter-Strike, where you just say, you know, oh, just one more game, and before you know it, a whole hour has flown by. Now a good mechanic here is you can run pretty far, but as soon as you pick up your weapon and get it in your hand, you slow down. So that's a great mechanic there, so you can't just run around shooting everyone. Now one issue I found in the game, sometimes you think you put the weapon back. For example, I'm putting this shotgun over my shoulder, but when I've come to draw it, it's not there. There are also some little bugs I noticed, such as trying to get into this building. There's something blocking me, I don't know what it is. When I go to pick up my rifle, for some reason I can't. Or in this instance, I go to reload my pistol, only I can't find the clip on my body, and they just suddenly appear behind these pouches. But of course it's a beta, so there's going to be bugs, and I expect this, and I'm sure they'll be ironed out before there's a full official release. So what's my overall impressions? Well, I really enjoyed this game. I think it strikes the perfect balance between being too arcadey and being too realistic. It's somewhere in between the two, and it does it really well. The action is fast-paced but realistic. The weapons feel satisfying to use. The map design is good, and it looks visually very nice. And I think I may have just found my new favorite online VR shooter. Anyway, give this one a try yourself. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, and I'll catch you next time.